Now we'll see a B plus tree, which is similar to B tree, but the only difference is the same insertion will be done on the leaf node only, but the only difference is the values which are there in the root node and the internal node will be repeated in the leaf node. So that's the difference between a B tree and a B plus tree, and in the end all the leaf nodes has to be linked together. Okay, so we'll do the insertion step by step. So in first step we'll be inserting the value 2, insert 2. So the order is 5. So the key values will be 4. One, 2, 3 and 4. Since the order is 5, m is 5, m minus 1 key values. So the first value is 2. Second step, we are going to insert the value 3. So that will be inserted in the next place 2 and 3. 2, 3. Third step, we are going to insert the value 5. So it will be 2, 3 and 5. 2, 3, 5. And in the fourth step, insert 7. Insert 7. 2, 3, 5 and 7. And in the fifth step, we are going to insert number 11. Insert 11. So to insert 11, there is no place. So we are going to find the middle element. So it will be 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. So now the middle element will be 5. So split the node and move the element 5 to the root node. Okay. So 5. So 5 on the left hand side of 5 we'll have 2 and 3. And on the right hand side of 5 we'll have 7 and the new element to be inserted, which is 11. Next, the value to be inserted is number 17. That will be step 6. Insert 17. So 17 can be inserted on the right hand side of 11. Okay. So now we'll have 5 as the root node. Then on the left hand side of 5 we have 2 and 3. And on the right hand side of 5 we have 7, 11 followed by this new number 17. Seven, 11, 17 and one empty node. Okay. So now in the next step we are going to insert 19. That 19 will be inserted here itself. Okay. So step 7, insert 19, that can be inserted here itself. Okay, we'll do it here itself. 19. Now the next step, step 8, we have 23 to be inserted. So 23 has to be inserted after 19 and there is no place. So the middle element has to be moved to the root node. So we have 7, 11, 17, 19 and 23. So the middle element 17 will be moved to the root node. So 17 will be moved to the root node after 5. So that will be our step 8. Insert 23. Okay, so while inserting 23, middle element 17 is moved to the root node. Okay, so 5, 17, 5 and 17 will be in the root node. Then on the left hand side of 5 we have 2 and 3. And between 5 and 17 we have 7 and 11. 7, 10, 11. Then after 17 we have 19 and 23. Okay, but here we should make sure this 17 is also repeated in the root node and this 5 should also be repeated in the root node. Okay, so make sure you, when you move the element 5 to the root node, place 5 here. Place 5 here. Okay, because it should be repeated in the root node as well. So 5, 7, 11, 17 and 19. Seven, 11, 17. So while inserting 19, the element has to be splitted and moved up. Step 7. Insert element 19. Okay. So while inserting element 19, it will be 5, 7, 11, 17, 19. The middle element will be 11. So 11 has to be moved to the parent node. 5, middle element 11 will be in the parent node. Then on the left hand side of 5 we have 2, 3. So while you are repeating the element in the root node, make sure you do the repetition in the right hand side of the root node. So 5 has to be repeated here. Then 7 can be placed here because 7 is between 5 and 11. And on the right hand side of 11, 11 should be repeated, followed by 17, and after 17, the next step we are inserting 19, 19 can be placed here. Okay. So now in the next step we are going to insert 23. So make sure all the nodes which are there in the root should be repeated in the leaf node, because that is the property of B plus tree. So step 8 we are going to insert 23. Insert 23. Five, 11, and on the left hand side of 5 we have 2 and 3, and between 5 and 11, 5 should be repeated, and then we have the element 7, and on the right hand side of 11 we have the same element 11, 11, 17, 19, 23. Okay. So now next element to be inserted is 29. So 29 has to be inserted here. 11, 17, 19 and 19, 20, 19, 23, and then we have number 29. Okay. So now the middle element is 19, which has to be moved to the root node. Okay. So move to the, when you move to the root node, split and move it to the root node. Split and move element 19 to the root node. That's what we are going to do here in the next step when we insert number 29. Insert 29. Five, 11. Next, we are moving the middle element 19 to the root node. So now on the left hand side of 5, we have 2 and 3. 2, 3, and between 5 and 11, we have 5 and 7. 5, 7. Then between 11 and 19, we have 11, 17. 11, 17. Then after 19, we have 19, 23 and 29. Then 23 and 29. The last number to be inserted is 31, which can just be inserted in this position. We need not split and move any element to the root node. But here, make sure you link all the leaf nodes at the end, because this is one of the property of B plus tree. Make sure you link all the leaf nodes like this. And one more important thing is, when you repeat the element in the leaf node, if the element is there in the root node, You need not repeat that value in the internal node. Just repeat it in the leaf node, that's enough. It should be there in the root node and the leaf node. If it is there in the internal node and leaf node. If it is there in the root node, you need not repeat that in the internal node. Just repeat that value in the leaf node alone. That's very important. Okay. Thank you.